Okay guys, 1 month later with the Asus Zenfone 7 Pro. This is a great smartphone, let's get right to it. The battery life has been amazing. I always ended the day with around 35-40% left, and that's way better compared to my Note 20 Ultra, which is a Snapdragon by the way. I've gotten only 4.5 hours on a regular day. If I really try to get like 5.5 or 6, but other than that, this phone has been much better with battery life. So if we go here to battery, so far I've gotten an hour and 37 minutes with 84% left, which is pretty good. And if you remember from my review, we have some pretty nifty features, including battery care, which does slow charging. I've done the slow charging and also scheduled charging. We also have a charging limit, which is useful for those who would like to keep their phones for like 4 to 5 years. So I really enjoyed the battery life on this phone. The display is nice. I mean, it's a nice upgrade from the Zenfone 6 because of the OLED and also the 90 Hz. Coming from the Note 20 Ultra to this phone, it does feel a bit underwhelming. Don't get me wrong, it's a great display, but I've just gotten used to the Note 20 Ultra's slimmer bezels overall. So as you can see on the top and bottom, even though it's not a lot and most people won't mind, but after using so many smartphones in my life, I just can't help but notice that the bezels here are bigger. But for most people, it's fine. I'm just a bit picky. I do have a green tint issue. So when the display is in the lowest brightness, I would see like a huge green area on the top area over here on the phone. Nowhere else, which is kind of, it's kind of weird, but I don't really mind it. It's not something that shows up all the time. And it's only in like gray background, stuff like that. So that's not a big deal. So as you can see, the display is pretty good now. It is a good time to test the speakers as well. The speakers get pretty loud. We have a dual setup. The top speaker, you don't notice it that much, but it is significantly more quiet than the regular like main speaker, bottom firing speaker. And it's like that with every phone, but with the Zenfone, it's a bit more. But it's not a big deal because as you can see, when you crank up full volume, you don't really notice. They both get pretty loud. But let me show you what I mean. This is just the main speaker. This is just the earpiece speaker and the main speaker. So yeah, there's that, but it's not something that's gonna bother you. We have two main ways of unlocking this device. First, there's face unlock. Then there's the fingerprint unlock. So I've set it so you tap once, tap again to unlock. But overall, the face unlock has been reliable and it's really cool to use. But if you want to extend the lifespan, then I wouldn't use it every day. Fingerprint unlock, it's nice and reliable. Even though I would have liked to see an in-display one, we don't get that, and I can forgive it. The cameras have been great, especially selfies, and I just love the high resolution selfie resolution, even though I don't take selfies every day. But it is nice to have our free times, regular, and wide angle. The wide angle is, I think, is the best option for those of you who want to take pictures with friends. You just fit them all pretty easily, and I like that. And if you want, you can record yourself selfie video in 8K. No other phone can do this. Asus are the first, thanks to our flip camera mechanism. Also, a random fact, this phone comes with two cases, if you don't remember. One is this case, which locks the camera. If you pull this tab, the camera is now locked in place. So if you try to use the camera or face unlock, it's gonna show you this, and I think that's pretty cool. But this case is pretty hard to remove. See, when you remove this part, you gotta remove like they both at the same time. When you finally do remove the case, we see the phone in all its glory. So when I first got this phone, I did say it was heavier than other phones, but I have gotten used to the weight. So now it just feels like any other phone. So if you buy this phone and you're like, oh my god, it's too heavy, then don't worry, you'll get used to the weight. If you like big phones, this is a good option. Also beware guys, if you want to buy a case for this phone, watch out for these things because this kind of bothers the camera from flipping out. I'm going to show you what I mean. Listen to what happens. So you saw that? So I would cut this part off. It won't really compromise the case if you buy a good one like this. At least I think it's good. So yeah, it's something to watch out for if you want to buy another case for this phone. So that is pretty much it. 1 month later, this phone runs great as expected. You know, latest specs, Snapdragon 865 plus, 8 gigs of RAM, all that good stuff. This phone should cost you like around $800, $850. And I think it's a good price for that phone. I just wish the haptics were better. The screen was more bezel-less. And yeah, hopefully we'll see that with the Zenfone 8 Pro. So if I also had this weird issue when someone would call me. At first they wouldn't be able to hear me for a few seconds. Then it would sort itself out. So I found that very weird. Hope that can be fixed with an update. If it doesn't, I mean, it's not a big deal. Because after a few seconds, like 10 seconds, 15 seconds, they can hear me. So if you have any other questions, leave them in the comments. I'll try to answer them for you. A full review of this phone in the description and in the comments. And I will see you in the next video. Peace.